Hi everybody, Allie here with ABC Bead Supply, and I'm here today to share with you our 11 new teacher-themed DIY project kits that are available on the site at abcbeadsupply.com. I'm going to show you how to make one type of project of each style. We've got Teacher Appreciation Week coming up next week. We ship same or next business day, and priority shipping is available on the website. So you can absolutely still get things in to make up some really sweet Teacher Appreciation Week gifts for your child's teacher. These are also great for end of the school year gifts or back to school gifts in August or September and Christmas. So really there's a lot of different times of year that all of these are perfect gift giving options. So they are all teacher educator themed, and we've got a large variety here of project types. So we have 2 beverage cup charms. We've got this Coffee, Teach, Repeat, and then the Teach, Love, Inspire. These just go on a beverage cup, so you untwist them, unscrew them. The cable just twists and then goes right around the handle, and you just twist it in place around that handle. Just like so. And these are done with silicone beads, so they can get wet, they can get rinsed out if needed, if something gets on them. So they're super practical. So that is a fun option. We also have 2 badge reels. We've got the teacher plant seeds that grow forever, and these are badge reels. They are on 360-degree swivels. And we've got the In My Teacher Era badge reel as well. And this is on a black badge reel. This one is on a white. So we've got 2 different badge reel project options. We've got this really fun keychain with the teacher with the pencils. And all of these blanks are our custom acrylic accents that we have specially designed, made, printed, cut. So they're all ready to go and to adhere right to your projects. It's not anything digital that you have to do to create these. They're all ready to go for you. And then let's see, we've got these 2 keychains. So this is a keychain pendant style, which uses elastic cord. These other 2 keychains use the keychain bars. We've got some fun teacher-themed charms that get added on these ones, silicone printed beads, some really sweet options. We've got 2 pens as well. This School Supplies and Ready to Roll. We've used charm connectors, jump rings, and charms on these too, so they're super fun. Really ties together nicely with the silicone beads. And then we've got 2 lanyards. So we've got this really fun black and white check option, and then there is this Best Teacher Ever as well. And this Best Teacher Ever, this kit is really fun. It ships with one of these little apples. So this is just a fun little extra packaging piece that we have included with this kit. So you take the apple component pieces, and then you take your finished lanyard, and there's this little stem we're just going to remove. We'll put that in later. Put the lanyard right in the base of the apple, and then the top goes on. Like so, and then the stem. And then that's just a really cute presentation and way to get that. You can stick that in a mug or something if you wanted to even beef it up a little bit more. That just makes a fun little packaging idea for it. You can get these apples on Amazon. I had gotten them in as a sample, but then I decided we would just include these with the kits for this one because it's just too cute. So that is a fun way and a fun little extra in this project kit. All right, so we have 11 projects. All of the photos for each of these projects are available on the website at abcbeadsupply.com with clickable supply lists. So a breakdown of literally every component used to make these projects is in that supply list in the blog post. So if you want to purchase supplies on your own, a la carte, Pick and choose which elements you use if you already have some things and just need a little bit, if you're making higher volume. However, whatever the case may be, the supply lists are there on the site for that. If you're someone who doesn't bead a whole ton and just wants all the supplies needed to make one of a project, that's where these DIY project kits come in, because you don't have to buy full quantities or full packages of everything. Everything you need to make that project is right there and ready to go. So we've got both purchase options on the site. So we're going to walk you through making one of each of the types. So we'll show one badge reel, one lanyard, one pen, etc. for sake of time, since they're all kind of made the same way, just using different beads. So let's start with this. This is the Coffee Teach Repeat. And this is the Beverage charm, the Beverage cable, which again, this is what they look like on your cup. And you're using all silicone beads on these. So you're going to take the cable, and you want to make sure that this twisting part of the cable is on the end without the screw, and covers that part, so that you are beading over that screw wrong end, because these need to be able to connect. If you left it over here, there'd be no way for those to connect. So you want to make sure that that can connect. And then you're just going to take your silicone beads and push them right over the cable. So we've got a Barely Pink 12 millimeter silicone round bead, an indigo silicone lentil, and a light blue silicone abacus bead. Oh, I forgot to put my Barely Pink in between. So as I had mentioned earlier, what's really nice with these silicone beads is that you can get them wet. If they get a little dirty, you can easily rinse them and let them dry and pop them right back on your cup. So they're really great for the wear and tear that cups can receive being carried around all day. And that's that Coffee Teach Repeat. That's one of our new silicone bead additions on the site. The other thing that's nice about the silicone is that the holes of the silicone, like this wouldn't work with acrylic, because the holes of the silicone beads, while they look small, they expand to go over. So even though that looks like that's not going to fit, the silicone expands to the hole that it's being put over. But then the hole shrinks back around what it's on, so it makes it so they also don't fall off. So not only can you put them on with the silicone, but they're also not going to fall off because they're gripping around that. So that's how you're going to string those. Super easy peasy to just stick those on your cable, and you're good to go with your cup charm. Let's do a pen next. These pens are using charm connectors and charms, which we haven't included in any of the kits in a while. So thought it was a good time. We have more charms for teachers than anything else. So it's a good opportunity to add a charm to a pen. So you're going to take, this is the magenta pen, and we're going to unscrew that, get that ready to go. And then these are the charm connectors. And then we have an 6 millimeter silver jump ring. You're just going to open up that jump ring, go through the charm connector, add the charm, and then close that back up. And this is the turquoise pencil resin charm. And then you've created a bead with a little charm on the end for the pen, which is just so fun. School Bus Jelly Marble bead, one of our new silicone focals. This is the School Supplies focal bead, brand new to the site. Jungle green lentil and a black and white polka dot bead. And then you're going to just pull up on the beads a little bit. Silicone moves, so you're just going to expose that full screw. I recommend adding a little dab of E6000 on that screw before you put it onto the base of the pen, and then you're just going to screw it right into the pen base and release, and you're good to go. And you've got that super fun. How cute is that? I just love those little charms on it. So fun. And then we do include a holographic pen bag with the kit, so you can put the pen in it, and it's all set to give and gift with a little bit of added presentation. Super fun. Okay, so there are two pen options. The Ready to Rule is going to be assembled the same way, just using different beads and charms. let's see. Let's make one of these next. Since we're on a charm kit, we've got the Best Teacher Ever keychain. And this is going to be a beadable bar keychain. And so we're going to take all of these supplies, grab our keychain, unscrew the bottom of the keychain here, take that ball off, and then we're going to add this Best Teacher Ever apple, red abacus bead, a printed apple 20 millimeter bead, and a green iridescent 12 millimeter bead. And then we're going to use that trick where we just grab and smush it all to expose this full screw. Again, recommend adding a dab of E6000 to make sure that that doesn't come undone, especially with keychains because you're moving them so much, putting them in and out of your purse or bag. And then the last step is going to be just to add the charm. And for this, rather than adding a 6 millimeter jump ring, we're going to actually just open up the bottom link that comes on these keychains and slip that charm on. And then this way, these links are really heavy gauge. You don't have to worry about it coming undone and the charm falling off. With the smaller gauge, tinier jump rings, there'd be a little bit more concern if it's snagging, going in onto your purse and opening up and falling off, but there's not with these links. So if you bead right, add the charm right onto those links, you're good to go. So that's one of the beaded keychains. And then this is the other design for that. We've got these enamel apple charms and then these resin apple charms, both tie together great with a lot of these silicone focal beads. Then we have one other keychain style in the mix, and this is using one of our acrylic accents, our custom printed acrylic accents. And we're just going to dump out the supplies here. This is using a stretchy elastic cord instead of the beadable pen rod. And this allows you to use pendants as part of your design so that they can hang off of the end rather than having that ball. So I'm just pre-stretching this elastic, getting all excess stretch out of it so that it doesn't stretch when I don't want it to. Once it's beaded, you want all that stretch out in advance. And then we're gonna loop it in half, push the loop through the swivel portion of the keychain and loop that through just like so. And then we're gonna just even up those ends. And we've got a butterfly silicone bead. We've just restocked all of our the purple butterfly, and then the sunflowers, daisies. A lot of these silicone have been restocked so that you have them to match both of these acrylic accents because they pair really nicely together with that whole theme. And we've got a mustard marble 20 millimeter bead and a ring, a pearl ring spacer. And then I'm going to separate these two pieces and I'm going to start beading on just one length of the stretchy elastic for the remaining pieces. So we've got a bubblegum pink chalk mat, and then this is a silver pendant bail. So we're going to put those two pieces on, and then you're going to take that end, you're going to skip over that pendant and go back up through a second time on the bubblegum pink chalk mat bead. And then we will tie using those two ends, make it nice and snug. I do two knots, and then on the third knot, you're gonna loop it twice, just for good measure. And then we'll trim those ends. And then that just pops right into the bead, so that you don't even see the knot, and it looks like a nice seamless finish. And then you're going to take these acrylic accents, have a protective film. Some are going to have them right on the front. You'll see them, they come off really easy. I've already peeled that off. They come off easy. So sometimes just in transit, they're already off. But the back ones are on quite a bit more. So you're just going to want to make sure that you take that off. It is there. That's not going to fall off on its own. You'll have to take the back off. And then, because you don't want to adhere over that, you want to remove that. It just is on to prevent scratching. And then this is Loctite super glue. And you're just going to put a dab of that on the pendant bail and press your acrylic into the glue. Give it a couple seconds to hold in place. And then I would leave it upside down like that to dry the rest of the way until that cures. So that's how you're going to attach these acrylic accents to the pendants. All right, so there's another keychain style for you. Let's see, we have badge reels next. Let's grab a badge reel. There are beadable badge reels out there now. We've chosen not to offer them or use them because the rods of them are the same rods as this, and there's no give, there's no malleability, they can't bend in any way. So when you're wearing that on your chest and you bend over, that can really poke. So we opt for, this isn't quite as easy to bead, but it's not hard, and then there's movement to these and they can move and bend. So if you're wearing one and you bend over to get something, you're not going to get poked with the rod. So they're a lot more comfortable for the person who's actually wearing them, even though they take a little bit more effort to bead. They're still not hard to bead, and we're going to show you how. So you're going to take out, pull out that retractable cord so that it doesn't snap back in place. Since it's retractable, it'll slurp right back up into this rung, and we don't want it to. We're going to take off the bottom portion of the ID badge holder, and then you're just going to push that cord through to expose the knot of it, cut that knot off, and remove the little connector piece on the bottom of the badge reel. So this is where it's really important that you don't let go of that string, because there's no stopper on the end now, and it'll all slurp back up into it. We're going to add a Bermuda Bay Jelly 20mm bead, a tangerine chunky glitter bead. Sometimes the chunky glitter has a glitter speck over the hole at the end, which you can just brush that off, pick that off. And then a hot pink chalk mat. Okay, so once you've got your 3 beads on, I'm going to make sure that I recut this at a nice sharp angle so that it can thread through this tiny hole easier. And then you're just going to put it right back through that badge reel stopper and tie a double knot around the end there. And then it's safe to let go because you've got your stopper. And then you can just give that a pull to get that knot covered up. You've got all of the beads on. And then you'll just take this little ID badge connective piece here, put it in that hole, and close that right back up. Like so. And you've rebuilt the badge reel with the beads on it. And then you'll just use, I did not bring my hot glue gun over here with me, just a little hot glue gun in the middle to attach that acrylic accent. And again, you want to make sure you peel off the backing before you do. The reason that we use this on the pendants is because hot glue doesn't work as well when you're going metal to plastic, but plastic to plastic, acrylic to acrylic, the hot glue works fine and it'll adhere fine to it. You could use the super glue on this, but the hot glue gun is going to be a lot quicker and it's going to cure pretty instantly. So when you can use hot glue, I recommend using the hot glue. All right, so that is one badge reel, and then this is the other badge reel design. You can add silicone focal beads to the badge reels too. It doesn't have to just be acrylic. Last but not least, we have lanyards. So we've got 2 lanyards here for you. Those are the designs. There's this checkered themed one, which is just so fun. So if you're looking for more of a non-traditional color combination, that's the one. And then this is your little bit more traditional primary color lanyard. So I already showed you how this one comes with the adorable apple. So that's a nice little bonus of that one. So I'm gonna just set that aside, and then we're gonna walk you through making this check. And again, both are made the same way, just using different beads and cord color and supplies. So you're gonna take a piece of satin cord and you're gonna fold it in half. I start with 48 inches of cord. The lanyard length is always a very personal preference. Some people are going to want them longer, some people are going to want them shorter. So you can always measure for the recipient to see how long they want it. If you're not sure, it's better to go longer because they can always shorten it. I'll show you how in a minute. But you're going to fold that in half. And then you're going to put that, the folded piece right through the swivel of the keychain. And just loop that through, grab the tails, just like so. And then you're going to take the two ends of the satin and a lighter, and this does two things. It makes it so you're just beading onto one strand of cord, which is a lot easier than two, but it also stiffens the cord end so that it can push through beads without needing a needle. And then we're going to add, this is a bright coral chalk matte 20 millimeter bead. And then we've got the black and white plaid. I made, sometimes when you melt them, they can be a little, you can get them a little thick. If you don't squish them in place while it's warm, it can get a little too thick at a point. So I'm just gonna do that one more time to make sure that it's thin enough. There we go. And then the Arctic Blue Iridescent 20 millimeter. And then the last but not least is one of our brand new silicone focal bead additions to the site, this teacher with the black and white check apple in the background. I'm really obsessed with it. I love the black and white look. And then when you've got all your beads on, you can just pull apart those ends. And then you've got your breakaway clasps, and you're just going to double knot the breakaway clasps pieces on the end. And you want to make sure you double knot because the holes of these are big enough that if you only single knot it, it can fall, the knot can fall right back through that hole. So we're just going to do those two right on the ends, like so. And then you've got your lanyard. And then this is a breakaway clasp, so it can go on and off like that. Now, if the recipient wants it a little bit shorter, again, it's better to start bigger because you can take away length, but you can't add it. All they need to do is push out the cord, go down to where they want it to be, tie a new double knot, and push that. Here, I'll show you. So if I want it to be this short, I'm just going to tie a new double knot. Oh, it's going to be a triple knot because I didn't knot them close enough together. So you could just add that and then push back. The one that has the prong in it, you might need a little bit of a poking tool to get the knot pushed back through. But then I can just take these two lengths of cord, go to where that other knot was, and just shorten it up. So it's pretty easy to just shorten up that cord. The knots, you know, the breakaway clasp pieces aren't permanent on there, so they can just pop down to allow you to shorten them. So if you start with 40 inches, which is a pretty good safe start, and then if they want them shorter, they can. So that's a fun option for you too with the lanyard. So we've got that lanyard, we've got this lanyard, two lanyard options, we've got two pens, we have two keychains in the beadable rod style, we've got one in the pendant style, we've got badge reels. Goodness gracious, is that everything? I think so. Oh no, we've got more. We've got silicone beverage terms, and I mounted this one to it already. So we'll stick it there to show you. So there are 11 projects over on the site, abcbeadsupply.com, DIY project kits for all of them, photos and supply lists for all of them as well. Happy crafting.